be fun.
Okay.
Okay.
So this time on Bookclub Bullies, we're doing Meet the Book Club because it probably seems a little random why we're all hanging out all the time. So here's a little bit of backstory on us. Liz, go.
I'm the oldest.
Oldest thing you guys go.
Okay, I'm the oldest.
Ask you questions. We can do Q&A.
Ask me questions, and
Okay.
that's less awkward.
Okay. What's your name?
Elizabeth, but I go by Liza.
Or Liz.
Just for book club.
Or
Call me
Liza
Liz.
Jane.
What?
Or Liza Jane.
Or except Jane is not my middle name. Kelly invented this name. That is.
But it
No.
flows.
It works. So now it is your name because it is what
No.
people call you.
Okay.
All right.
So, Liza Jane, where are you right now? Like, where do you live?
Tucson, Arizona.
Cool. And how do you know book club?
I met book club Andrea when I was 1.5. No. I met Kelly the day she was born. I met Madelyn the day she was born. We're all related. That's how I know book
Okay,
club.
so Liz and I are sisters, and then Kelly and Andrea are sisters, and we're all cousins.
Because our dads are brothers and basically the same person.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe Book Club Bullies? Like, what would you say is how we got our name?
Everyone's really aggressive about everything.
We're all smart.
Including finishing your book on time or anything you say.
To every book club event?
Yeah, I'm terrified of book club.
Liz is notoriously late. Like, not a lot late, but like 1 or 2 minutes to where everyone else is already here.
God, I was a minute early today. You guys were already all on here, and I'm surprised I didn't get shit for it.
Well, we were talking.
You weren't here for it.
Yeah, I believe that.
What's your favorite book?
I don't have like a single favorite, but I have a top 3, which we covered last time, but I'll say them again. The Hobbit, Gone with the Wind, and any Jane Austen book.
That's pretty
Am
good.
I done? Can we ask Andrea questions?
Almost on. Interview Andrea. Okay.
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, I guess you.
My name is Andrea.
Oh, Liz, I thought you were interviewing now.
Oh, I think we're all like just throwing questions at Andrea.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in Iowa, in Newton, Iowa.
So we're all originally from Iowa. I guess that's important to know.
Mm-hmm.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 5 dogs. They're coonhounds or coonhound mixes.
And their
What's
names.
your favorite color?
Their names.
Their names? Do you want their full names?
Yeah.
My oldest one is a Treeing Walker Coonhound. His name is Bodacious Manowar. The second oldest, well, I'm not sure because they're adopted, but Bonnie Maxine is a Blue Tick Coonhound. Then we have Athena Scarlet is a Black Atian Coonhound. Then we have Copper Ure, and he's a Redbone Coonhound. And then we have Dixie Louise.
I didn't know her middle name was.
Middle name was Louise.
So Bailey, my parents' dog, was Bailey Louise, and we named her after Grandma. And so then we kept the name with Dixie. So
You just
cute.
couldn't say that it was after me.
well, I mean, yeah. It was after you, Madelyn. I thought of you first. I was like, oh, I'm gonna name my dog after Madelyn. But yeah, there's 5 of them. They're crazy.
Which one's your favorite?
Copper is my favorite.
That was so quick. I wouldn't have answered that question.
Well, I feel like most people wouldn't answer.
Wait,
Well, he likes me best, and nobody else likes me best. Everyone else likes Corey more, so he's my favorite for that reason.
we should go back.
Go ahead, Kelly.
We should go back to Elizabeth. How many dogs do you have?
I have 2 dogs. They're mini Australian Shepherds. They're like 35 or 40 pounds.
What are their names?
Bentley, who came to us with a name for clarification. I would not have named him Bentley, but his name is Bentley. And then the other one is Bear, who's named after my favorite character in The Hobbit.
Okay.
Because my favorite one is the guy guy who like shapeshifts into a bear, my favorite character, and his name's Bjorn. And so when we got there, I wanted to name her Bjorn, and my husband said that was stupid, and he wasn't going to yell like, "Come on, Bjorn!" And so the middle ground was bear because he shapeshifts into a bear, and I guess Bjorn means bear. So
That works.
Are any of your dogs named after book characters, Andrea?
Mine, Athena is. Athena Scarlet. So Scarlet's Gone with the Wind. Bonnie is also named after Gone with the Wind because their kid's name is Bonnie.
What about Copper Ure? Isn't he the Fox and the Hound?
Yes. Copper is named after Fox and the Hound. Nobody else is named after a bug. Dixie's named after Dukes of Hazzard.
love it. Who's Bodacious after?
Bodacious. So we used to watch the PBR with my grandpa, and Bodacious is one of the most famous bulls, and he like had one of those humps.
And it like broke a ton of people's faces or something.
Yeah. So we named him Bodacious. And then Manamore.
When you say your grandpa, do you mean our grandpa?
Yes.
I didn't know he meant the other side.
Yes, our grandpa.
What's Man of War? Because the only time I've heard that like Man of War is like for a ship. Is that for something else?
He's a horse. One of the racing horses of all time.
Okay, that's
Kelli,
awesome.
who's Wayne named after?
Have you seen him? Like, it's just his name. Like, if you saw him, it would make sense. He's Wayne.
I guess we should backtrack. How many dogs do you have?
I have one.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Kelli.
Or Kelthrin?
Or Kelthrin, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I have one dog. He's an Old English bulldog, and his name is Wayne Allister. That's it.
Did you just come up with his middle name?
No.
Okay.
No, his name's Wayne Allister. There's no story behind any of that. There's no inspiration. There's no book characters, nothing. If you saw him and you met him, you'd be like, oh, that dog's name is Wayne. So yeah, he's kind of like having furniture that kind of moves around. He's not a real go-getter. So he's just there.
Okay, tell them a little bit about you. Like where you're at and everything.
I was like, no one else had to do that.
Where do you live?
I'm in like St. Louis, Missouri. We haven't lived here for real long. I don't know exactly how far out of St. Louis we are, or like any geography around or anything. I just go to work and I come home. That's it.
It must have been kind of hard to move there during COVID because like you can't really explore a new place.
Yeah, I left my husband in charge for like a day, and he bought a house over the telephone in not an awesome part of St. Louis. And also, they should get in trouble for how they do pictures of houses and then you show up and it's nothing like the picture. And I looked at him and I was like, I will not live here. So
most people walk through a house before they buy it.
Yeah, we got to walk through some of them, but then we're running out of time, and a lot of them that I really wanted to see in person, they weren't doing in person. They were only doing photos, or like your agent would go like video and it's not the same. I don't know.
Yeah. Especially like driving up to a neighborhood when like in a house, it matters a lot.
Yeah, and like Google Earth only shows you so much of a neighborhood. I mean, that could be years old. So we're just winging it basically right now. But that's okay. He's in school, so it's not like we're full grown, like just winging it.
It's temporary location.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's exciting.
Kelli, what's your favorite book?
I don't have a favorite book. I'm not like compared to you guys are all big readers. I'm not. I just am in book club because it would be weird if just one of us wasn't. And I like reading in the sense of I think it's good for you, like your mind and stuff. So I do it. I don't really love it like you guys do. I'm never like reading 5 books at once or anything. But
Did you ever?
I did really like that Where the Crawdads Sing, so I do recommend.
That was a really good book.
Did you, when you're growing up, did you ever think, wow, I'm going to be in a book club when I grow up?
No, I was like, book clubs, those are for nerds. Like, but now I'm like, I'm in a book club, and I'm like, you should join a book club, like to everyone. So
I really feel like it should be a more popular thing, especially with like COVID and like whatnot. It's really nice to like actually sync up on Sundays and have something like that to look forward to.
I think it should be more common with young people.
Yeah.
So when I tell like my patients that I'm in a book club or something, a lot of them are like, how old are you? I'm like, it's not just anyone can be in a book club.
Mm-hmm.
There's not an age requirement. So I always feel like they're like, oh, that's for old people. But
and then I'm like, and we have sweatshirts. So what now? We're an extreme example of book clubs, I think.
Madelyn, your turn.
Yeah.
My turn?
What is your name?
What is your name?
I'm Madelyn. Madelyn Louise.
The youngest.
Mm-hmm. Ross better not come in here. The youngest of 5. We're missing 1 here, but that's okay. And I live in Phoenix, Arizona, about 2 hours north of Liz. And what else? Oh, I have 1 dog. Her name's Tessa. She is named after a book character, Tessa Gray, from the Clockwork series, which we will be reading in book club because I'm so excited.
Oh, I didn't know she was named after that.
Yeah. Have you read those series?
No, we talked about it last week.
Oh, yeah. So Tessa is one of the main characters, and then Will is the other main character in those books, and they're really good. And then I have a cat named Dexter, who you would think is named after the show, but I have no idea. I just adopted him, and his name was already Dexter, so we kept with it. Because he's like 4, so you can't really, we thought it'd be mean to change his name at that point.
Fair.
Okay. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, I'll go favorite author. Lisa Genova is probably my favorite author, and the reason I won't say a book is because she has like 5 really good ones, and so they're about, I think I told you guys this, but she takes like diagnosis or physical ailments that could like impact just anyone and writes about it in a way so that you can understand what it would be like for the person to go through that, but then also for like the families to be supporting someone who had that disease or disorder. She wrote Still Alice, which was made into a movie, which we read.
That was about early onset Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah. And then her latest one is called Every Note Played, and it's being made into a movie that stars Angelina Jolie. So I think that's going to be my next book club book. So then we could watch the movie too after when it's done. But so I went to school for occupational therapy. And so I started reading that for a class, Still Alice. And then we read it in book club. But I'm really, Liz, your picture.
My phone flashed like 20% battery left. I apologize. It's gone.
Why don't you ever charge your phone? It's crazy.
Because I don't like to.
One whose phone always dies.
Always.
Okay, let's get back to Madelyn talking about Lisa Genova.
Genova, yes. So I just really I really respect that because I feel like working with people who go through disorders and disabilities, it must really help bring some light to like what they're feeling. You know, even though if you can't be in their shoes, maybe you could read that and kind of comprehend a little bit. Yeah. I think they're like educational, but still like fiction. Fiction's false. Yeah.
Yeah.
So educational, but fiction. Yep. So there's that. There's me. I'm married. to Ross.
We did not.
I thought I was still going on about my description or my bio, but okay. I work from home.
What else do you want to say? What else do you want to say, Madelyn?
Okay, I'll just go over some more stuff. So I work from home with Ross right behind here. It's been a trying year. And then also, what else is exciting? I think I'm out of exciting stuff. Oh, I'll talk about favorite places. Are we going into this or no? Yeah. Okay. Poland, which was surprising. That was one of my favorite places we went to, Krakow, this previous March. Liz and I went. Yeah. But I also really like Prague. Okay, there you have it. I'm done.
I like it. I liked both those places too.
And someday we're going to take Book Club International and do a YouTube video from like
New Zealand.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Liz would die.
Yes. I'm gonna like skip around the Shire by myself. You guys can do a whole video of that.
Video me running through this wide open field.
I'm gonna like
after this.
skipping though. Like the Hobbit, you know?
Yeah.
With no shoes on.
Prancing.
Airy toes.
I've got big feet. It'll work.
Would you all actually go to New Zealand?
Yeah. I don't think there's a place that I wouldn't go. There's only like 2 places, 3 places that I'm like, it would take more planning or research or to go to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a place where I wouldn't go necessarily.
I know some people don't necessarily love the idea of Australia or New Zealand just because the flight is so long. That's why I was kind of curious, because I think if you're afraid of flights or heights, it would be hard to go there.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that problem, so.
Hi, Finley.
I don't like bears, though. So if you want to go somewhere with bears, I'm going to be sweating the whole time, and I'm probably not going to be very happy. I just don't, bears, nope.
Good to know. I don't really like outdoorsy things in general. So I don't think I would go on vacation to a place that had a bear.
I'm more about like castles and museums and wine. Like I just want those 3 things.
Oh, okay.
Where's your
outdoorsy stuff? But I swear to God, if I run into a bear, I'm just gonna fake sleep. Like that's my response. Like I'll just die from.
Liz gonna die.
I'll see a bear, death.
You do know that you can just get like bear spray, right?
Lord knows all you guys would have bear spray and you'd be like poof poof and mine would be jammed and I'd be like what? And then the bear would be like that one.
Where's your perfect vacation, Andrea? Like where do you prefer?
I like mountain areas. So my favorite trip was Chamonix in France. They probably have bears there. Colorado, Montana, Colorado. I don't know. I just like the snow and you can have snow in the mountains and then not in the valleys.
That's true.
I think you're probably the most outdoorsy out of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We take all our dogs on vacation with us like crazy people. So every time we stop at a gas station or something, people ask us about them. So
Meanwhile, I have to pep talk Wayne on a walk. I'm like, you can do it, big guy. We're almost there. Keep it up. Our dogs are like hiking mountains. Mine's like, can we go home?
Well, there you have it. A little bit about us.
Super fun, super entertaining.
Yeah.
We have our moments.